Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, we will be looking at the concept, the use and some of the representative examples of a very well-known indicator. The name is Gaussian channel. This is a indicator which is derived, which is formulated using the concepts developed by a very well-known mathematician, Frederick Gauss. He was a mathematician who studied the distribution of the value. So in this indicator, we consider the price fluctuations, how the price is distributed, and its mean or median value is derived, and using that dispersion around the median with the help of the standard deviation, we can make sense of the price fluctuations, price dynamics, price volatility in the given market scenario, and try to make the informed trading decision using these data points. So let us now head to the JForex 4, the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the chart of the Euro USD with the each candle period defined at hourly. For this indicator to be added, all you have to do is quick search, and here it comes, Gaussian channel. And as you can see, this is the channel which has been plotted on the chart, and here you can notice that it tries to see how the price is trending, whether the price moves are happening above the mean value or the below mean values. So those factors are considerations, standard deviation is applied, and then with these data points we get these channel. For exact mathematical formulation, you can even do a bit of a search on the internet, and you will get how the calculation works. Pardon me. We will not go into the precise calculation here, as that is likely to take a lot of time. We will be more concerned with its uses, how we can use these indicator to look for the optimum trade entry and exit points. Here, these are some of the input parameters which we have to define to go for the customization of these indicators. So you can have these customization done, and accordingly, as you vary these prices, you will see the plotting of these indicators, the Gaussian channel changing. If you go for reduced lag mode, it is becoming more responsive. If you go for a fast response mode, again there will be changes in the plotting. Here you can notice now it is looking more like a Bollinger Band. So this is a difference how we use these methods to plot these indicator is very important. Now let me go back to the basics. So the underlying concept, the underlying logic is simple. We consider the price fluctuation, the distribution of these closing values of the candlesticks, and using that dispersion, this middle line is drawn, and then the standard deviation has been applied. Now, its interpretation can be varied, but the most useful interpretation I find for this particular channel to work with is its ability to give us trade points, and also we can see how far the price has deviated from its average price prevalent over last calculation period. So using that deviation, we can see if there has been too much of a move, if there has been a strong move already in place, and if we are likely to see a consolidation phase, then it doesn't really make sense for initiating the new entries, new trades in the same trend. So even if the markets are trending, we can use this Gaussian channel to define the entries in a manner where we are likely to have higher probability of getting the trade right, and simply sitting on the sidelines when things don't really look that promising. So that is the whole purpose of these channel. So the interpretation, there are multiple interpretation. One is to simply look at the trajectory. If the Gaussian channel is rising, then it is of course considered to be bullish, and if the Gaussian channel is declining, then that is considered bearish. But the most useful interpretation of this indicator I find is to look for the possibility of trend change when the price enters from above this filter to below it. So here the trend was bullish, strongly bullish. So we saw the price continuously rising and rising. The channel was also inching higher and higher. Then came this turnaround of sort, and the price dipped below this Gaussian channel, and in course of time it crossed below, consolidated, and then went into decline, further decline. So here the trend change is becoming more clearer with these price dipping below the Gaussian channel's upper band, and as it dips below this lower band, the confirmation is there. So this mechanism can be utilized to go for the trend change scenario. So from one side to the other side, the trend is changing, the price is crossing over, and this can be one of the very useful mechanisms to go for the detection of the trend change early on. Now, here in this instance, there was this price moving higher and entering this price band from below, but the trend really didn't change too fast. It simply went into a consolidation phase, and only recently here we are seeing sustained price move above this price channel, above this upper band of this Gaussian channel, and finally we saw a big move happening today. But for last couple of sessions, the things were rather sideways. So you can see if the market is trending or if the market is sideways in this scenario, you can adopt different approaches. And only now that the trend is clearer, we can go for the initiation of the trade, or even in the morning where there was sustained price move above these upper channel, you had some sort of confirmation, some sort of price fluctuation, giving you the indication of a move, a sustained move beyond these. So that could have been utilized as the signal that there is a possibility, or strong possibility. Of course, there is no certainty, it is never there, but the possibility was emerging that maybe in coming hours we are likely to see a strong move about this channel as the trend changed from bearish to sideways to finally bullish somewhere around this consistent price staying capacity above this upper channel. So finally we saw this big move happening. So the trend change can be spotted early on with this help of the channel. You can see if the price is entering from the opposite side, then that gives you the first indication of a likely reversal. Suppose, for example, in subsequent hours in tomorrow's session, say for example, if the price dips below this upper band and enters the price channel, then you will have to trade cautiously. Maybe again the trend might be changing, so you can then consider the changed circumstances and act appropriately. That is the whole purpose, the utility of this Gaussian channel when interpreted in a manner where we see the responsiveness, the swiftness of the price action adding to the reading of this indicator, as here there was this change and confirmation in matter of 2 hours, but this time around it took many days for the final confirmation of the trend change to come in. So these kind of opportunities which will present to you from time to time in this dynamic market where the trend can be bullish, sideways, or bearish. All these three possibilities can be detected, can be identified with the use of these Gaussian channels. So that is the one remarkable utility of this indicator. But as is the case with any indicator, not all the trades generated by this indicator are going to be profitable. Sometimes there might not be trades which are going to be profitable. Even false signals can be generated by the indicator, so we always have to think in terms of the probability, the possibilities, and not really go for certainties. There is no certainty in the market. That is the only certain thing there is. So look out for these formations, see how you can customize this. As I said earlier also, we have a lot of the options for changing the parameters. You can go for different applications of the prices. You can have different applied prices, and depending on the kind of applied price you are using, you will see the plotting of these indicators changing. As I am applying now the close price, the plotting for this channel is a lot different. Open price, it is again different. High price, very different. Low price. So we have these mechanisms in place. With it close price, again it is changing. Now I am going to revert back to the default typical price. All right, then have this parameter of poles. You can increase or decrease, and accordingly the value, the plotting of this indicator, you can see it's shifting. The maximum value is 9. Now I am again going to revert back to the default. The sampling period, the number of candles which are being used for calculation, is defined at 144. If you want to make it more responsive, you can go for lower formation, and here you can see that as I have reduced the calculation period, the number of candles which are being used for this calculation, this plotting has become a lot more responsive. So that is also one important criterion to define whenever we are working with this indicator. Again, I am going to revert back to 144. The filtered true range multiplier, it can also be varied with this option up to 3 decimal points. You can reduce it, you can increase it. It is like a standard deviation measure with it defined at 1.41 as per the default setting. You can increase or decrease, and accordingly the span of these Gaussian channel is going to vary. Let's revert back. Reduce lag mode, if you opt for this, then the indicator becomes a lot more responsive. It is going to respond quite vigorously to the price fluctuation. Fast response mode, same thing again. Okay, so these are the parameters you will have to work with. You will have to try out these combinations and see how you can define these indicators to work in a best possible manner for you, for your existing trade setup if you have any. And if you are new to the market, you can do multiple observations in different parameter settings, and accordingly you will be in a position to make your own choices, chosen criteria of what kind of parameters are likely to suit you to figure out the new trades. And these are the output options. You can go for different color combinations, styling combinations, and also you can vary the transparency factors. Levels, there is not much of an need to add levels to this indicator. Calculate on new candle only. If you opt in for this, then the output value of this indicator will remain constant throughout the current candle period. Highlight the time period zone. Whatever is your calculation period will be highlighted if you opt in for this. Calculate from custom data. The calculation can be customized independently of the chart. So you can specify the instrument, the candle period. Like for example, even though the chart is drawn on the hourly candle period, you can vary this calculation of the indicator And now the plotting of this Gaussian channel is going to take place with each candle being considered of 15 minutes rather than hourly. It is taking some time to respond, time to plot. Let me again change the, oh, it is yet to be plotted. As it is likely to take more data points to plot it on the hourly formation where the each point, each candle period is of 15 minutes, and because of that maybe it is taking time. Now as I am back on 15 minutes, here it is showing radially. Let me revert back to hourly and it should be plotted. Okay, all right, finally we got it, and here it is now has been plotted as per our defined calculation candle period of 15 minutes. Again, let's revert back to this from the chart side. You can go for ask or bid side. There will be slight difference, but the direction is not going to vary. Direction is going to be the same. Show indicator on all the periods. You can have this indicator on all the candle periods, or you can even specify on which particular candle period you want it, and accordingly it will show up only on those candle period. The base period, it is not going to make much of a difference. So I think you can go for none or 4 hour. It is going to be around the same. Okay. So this is all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback regarding these indicators, its concept, its utility, its uses, and we can take this discussion forward. Next time around, we will be looking at one more of an interesting indicator to work with and see how we can take advantage of these indicators to look for the profitable trading opportunities in the dynamic markets. Now it's time to sign off. I will be back next time around tomorrow around the same time. See you then. Thank you all for joining in. Goodbye.